Android fans, what are the primary reasons why you will never ever switch to an iPhone? I hated iTunes way back when and I've never forgiven it. Edit. Thanks everybody. I'm Australian, so I posted this and went to bed forgetting I was in Prime USA posting timeliness. RIP inbox, and thanks for the awards. Competition and flexibility to switch manufacturers with ease. I don't need to be locked into any device if another manufacturer has a better product and innovations down the line. This is 100% the reason, not being locked into an ecosystem. I have a Windows computer, a Samsung tablet, and a Google phone, and they all work with one another wonderfully. Updated, I should clarify that I have many more options by not being in the Apple ecosystem. More phone and tablet choices, more laptop manufacturers, and more operating system choices. For a majority of people, they'll use services that work in both ecosystems just fine and be able to switch just fine. I was responding to the op asking why I am not in Apple's world. I should also add that Google is a service-first company, so they work hard to ensure platform independence. Apple is a hardware-first company that creates services designed to keep you buying Apple products. I just had to replace my phone. I like the Google phone, but it was just too big. Why can't a manufacturer give us a small phone? I feel you. Unfortunately, they just don't sell as well. If you can find a Pixel 5 or a 4a, they're both a perfect size emo. I have a Pixel 5 and I specifically bought it because it was smaller than some of the others on the market. I don't like feeling like I'm talking into a brick, and it fits in my front pocket easily enough. Perfect for my needs, and I am already mourning the day I have to replace it. Comfort mostly. Always had an Android phone, never felt the need to change as I'm used to the setup, options, layout. Gaming emulators, you can pretty much emulate everything, from NES to PS2, GameCube using an Android phone or tablet, pretty much a mini Switch, or if your phone supports desktop mode or HDMI out, you can also use your phone to play game on a large TV or monitor. Yeah, nobody takes my trusty Pokemon games from me. Edit, apparently you can play on iPhone too. Kudos to you Koningsspiel for pointing it out first. Edit 2, since a lot of people are asking this, I'm adding this for visibility. My trusty friend Koningsspiel pointed out that you can get ROMs from archive.org. For GBA emulation, you can use My Boy or My Boy free. If you're an adult earning your own money, I'd recommend buying the full version, since it adds to the immersion. Then you just select the ROMs from your hard drive and you can have fun. I may have said that I use GBA emulator, which I'm not sure exists. I use My Boy. Childhood me couldn't even imagine the modern gaming utopia in which we live. I'm by no means an Android fan, but still consider it the lesser of two evils. 1. I don't like to be forced to use anything on my phone or computer. 2. Customization. 3. Jack plug. 4. USB-C plug. 5. Price. Agree with you. I hope my S9 Plus lasts another 3 years. But also F Bixby. Totally F Bixby. Good call. Agreed. F Bixby. Bixby can go to hell. So we all agree then? Aye. Absolutely. Duck Bixby indeed. Duck Bixby. Glad I found my people. Universal back button. It's always there when and where I need it. I had an iPhone a long time ago and every app had its own back button in different locations. No real web browser choice. Apple requires that all browsers for iOS distributed through the App Store use WebKit as an engine, which means that whatever their names, they are all in fact just themed Safari. Firefox plus uBlock Origin plus Privacy Badger. Until I can run that in iOS, it's not an option. Edit, since this post is getting more attention than it probably deserves, I'm not looking for alternatives to these tools in the iOS ecosystem, I'm looking for exactly these tools. It's what I also use on desktop. I like these tools, I like consistency. The OG question was, what's keeping you from switching to iOS? And this is my personal answer. Yep, ad-free YouTube through Firefox is great. Edit, for those wondering, I use extension uBlock Origin on my phone and personal computer. For phone I also used background video play fix 1.2 extension. This will also block ads on most web pages as well. Variety. I can get different phones in different styles with different functions with Android. I still have my old OnePlus 6T because it has an excellent camera and a light operating system, a modded version of Android, I believe. With Apple, you are stuck with a closed environment on a closed phone, only variation you get this if you buy a new one, and Apple makes damn sure to come out with a new phone every year, which I will admit many Android phone companies do now too. 1. Side-loading apps. 1. No respect for how Apple locks down their devices on the premise of security. X. All browsers have to use WebKit. 1. Price. 1. SD card. 1. No notch. 1. Pretty easy to transfer my data between any Android. Once you go Apple, it's a fight to get out. 1. Android tends to get features I care about first. 1. I'm familiar with Android. 1. Android can replace the home screen if you don't like the default. Clarify, I mean the launcher. 1. USB-C, could change soon. Clarify, EU could force Apple to adopt USB-C. 1. Don't have any Apple devices, not in the ecosystem. The getting out of Apple is so true. I had a soldier who wasn't answering texts seemingly, had just switched from iPhone to Android. All of the messages were still going to his message, so he wasn't getting them. He had such a difficult time. Edit, just adding this was when a message was relatively new. This thread does have a lot of helpful suggestions if you currently have the problem still though. It wasn't always as easy as it is now to fix it. They got sued because of this because they used to make it so you'd actually have to change numbers to get texts again. That's exactly what he had to do. That right there made me decide to never get an iPhone. What the duck? Price. Familiarity with Android platform. No other devices in my home are Apple, so having just the iPhone would be a nuisance. I had an iPhone for work for a while and I hated it, never again. Can't believe how far down I had to come to find price. Also mind-blowing is how many people are like, yeah, but Samsung is the same price. Like, what? Why do people just assume that phones need to be flagship spec? For 98% of people who just message and flick through Instagram, you do not need a $1,000 used phone. There are so many mid-range phones for $13 the price of the flagships that do everything a vast majority of people will ever need. $300 used Pixel 4a 5 grams here. Does everything I needed to in a nice compact package and solid camera system on a buy-out plan. Reddit, web browsing, YouTube, and camera modes are basically what I need out of a phone. Features a couple of years before Apple invents them: an always available back button, USB-C battery life, and super fast charging, fully customized launcher home screen. I like my freedom. Android users are the admin of the phone. In contrast, iPhone user feels like they are just a user. Also, I don't want to upgrade my ecosystem PC, tab, and accessories, just to be compatibly accessed to iPhone. That's where I am. When I use an iOS device, I have to use it the way Apple wants me to use it. I hate how the home screen works, and I can't do anything to change it. Edit to answer a lot of people. I'm basing this off using my iPad, but from what I've seen and used, it seems to be the same on iPhones. To clarify, it's more that I don't have access to an app drawer. I hate that the home screen pages are the only way to see all my apps in alphabetical order. And it's only in alphabetic order until I install another app. I can reset the home screen, but if I've added widgets or done other organization things, I have to redo all that. And no, the app library is not a solution. Once again, Apple gives you no control in the categories or what categories apps are put in, unless I'm missing something. So many times I have to try to guess what category an app will be in. It pisses me off because it's the Apple way of we know better than you, stupid. On Android, I have my app drawer that gives me access to all my apps at the flick of a thumb, so I don't need to have all my apps on my home screen pages. It's such a little thing that would be so simple to have, but Apple won't do it. Price isn't an issue with me, Samsung same price. I'm just used to Android, so why switch and relearn everything done differently? If I'm paying for an expensive device, I'm going to be the admin. I can load apps. Install YouTube ad blocker app. I loathe YouTube's ads. Edit, for those that are asking. Phone, download free adblocker browser app and use that for YouTube TV, sideload SmartTub and Next app desktop, install YouTube ad blocker extension with Google Chrome. I don't look good in turtlenecks. Last I checked, wearing a black turtleneck while using the phone is no longer part of the EULA. I can turn my text bubbles to any color I like. Price Vanced modded app installs Freedom install custom ROM. Have to say it again, Freedom. Vanced alone almost makes it for me. Shame YouTube Google flexed them too hard and they had to abandon the project. Still working great though. No ads. No sponsor messages. No annoying intros or outros. If they hadn't ducked around with NFTs trying to monetize the app, I suspect all would have been fine and there wouldn't have been a CD from Google.